Okay.
Hi, Marty. Hi, kids. Mrs. Brown said you'd be interested in my collections. I got several of them. I know she said you'd especially be interested in my soil collection. So I got dirt from all over the world. But come on down. I'll show you some of my stuff. I even have an old bat collection when I was a kid. Got that. And Mr. Brown will really be interested in my deer. It's got extra horns. Of course, I added those myself. Got my wife's Miss America trophy. She was really a beauty at one time. But I mean, she still is a real beauty. But yeah, I got fossils, and I got all kinds of rocks and minerals. I even have a rock that was part of a meteorite that came down from Mars that blew apart down in Antarctica, and I bought it. I have a piece of the Berlin Wall. I got an Indian axe head. I have a megalodon tooth. Maybe Mrs. Brown can talk about megalodon and dinosaurs. I even have a piece of hair right back here off of a woolly mammoth. My son had to help me with that one. A woolly mammoth. It was in Russia, encased in ice, and I bought a piece of that. So that was pretty cool. I got a big woolly mammoth tooth down here. And this is a meteorite from Diablo Canyon, one of the biggest craters in the United States. So she can maybe tell you all about that. Gee, I have a piece of the pyramid. I have a piece of the Colosseum. I got meteorites. I got rocks from even not only in this earth, but I got rocks from out of this world. What do you think of that? Then over here I got all kinds of collections that I had from my ministry. I even have a walking staff, and as you see, it's even butted, just like Aaron's staff. Mrs. Brown can probably tell you all about that. Of course, these are fake, of course. But I got all kinds of collections. Loving every one of them. I got old footballs and football helmets. Fighting Illini. Of course, Fighting Illini is not too popular in Kentucky. I realize that. But I got all kinds of stuff. I got signed baseballs. I got a big autograph collection. One of my favorite ones, the one my son Joshua gave me. He's taken this video. That's of Mickey Mantle. He was a baseball idol that I had back then that I really thought if I could just be like Mickey Mantle, play in the major leagues, I'd really be something. But I was never that good. So I got all kinds of stuff. I even got a baseball down here that was like on the show The Natural. My son, he was a real good hitter. He hit .557 his senior year in high school. And that is no easy thing to do. So I got stuff, I got lots of stuff. Well, come on around here. I want to show you some of my other stuff. I have antique baseball gloves. Look at that. And probably my oldest things that I have here other than my fossils is I got coins. I got coins from the Civil War. Great big. See how big those dollars are? And then I also have pennies. And I have a penny up here that's 1787. That's before the United States had bigger currency. That is a state penny. Back then, each state had their own currency. Can you imagine that? Yeah. And as you can see, I'm a Illini, you know. But I certainly used to be Kentucky Wildcats, that's for sure. Then I even have WWE and now it used to be WWF. Now it's WWE professional wrestling. My son and I, we used to love to watch that. So I got all kinds of autographs and all kinds of things. And here's my dirt. I have, like I said, dirt from all over the world. I have right now approximately 203 samples of dirt. Each little bitty bottle like this has 3 to 4 sections of dirt in there. And as you can see, they're all different kind of colors. They're all different kind of textures. And some of them are really amazing because this is from Mount St. Helens volcano. And when it first went off, it just started going off kind of easy like, and what came out was real fine dirt, like powder almost, like baking, like baby powder, that type of thing, or baking powder. And then as it began to really shoot out, then it became coarser. So the fine stuff flew a long ways. It came all the way to Illinois. The really fine powder. I went out one morning and it was all over my car. But my brother-in-law, he lives in Vancouver, Washington, and he got all kinds of it, all different kind of textures. So I got a bottle with different textures here, and then I got down here, I got other bottles, and that's just plain, but you can see how dark it was. And then there's another one, and that's even finer yet. So it's amazing to study the different kinds of earth. And since my daughter's been traveling overseas, she's got soil from Switzerland and Germany and Italy and different things like that. I got really some unique places here in the United States. I got a place called Treasure Island, Florida, Indian Nation, Oklahoma, Cripple Creek, Colorado, Pawpaw, Illinois. Now how about that? Boondocks, Iowa, Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, Molly Catherine Mine in Colorado, Bath, Illinois. Now we used to live in Bath, Illinois. In fact, Randy and Marty came and visited us in Bath, Illinois. They liked it a lot, but they had to drink bath water. Now maybe, of course that's a joke, but maybe Marty and Randy can tell you a little bit more about that. We had some good times together. I just love Randy and Marty, wonderful Christians. Then I have one, Zion National Park, Bora Bora, Graceland in Tennessee, where Elvis Presley lived, the Cove, where Billy Graham lived. And let's see here, I got a couple more I wanted to tell you about. The Garden of Eden, that's in Kansas. The North Pole is actually in Colorado. Of course, it's just an amusement park. Redwood National Forest, Dee River in Oregon, that's the shortest river in the world. Cactus Flat, South Dakota, Mount Rushmore, Bethlehem, Wonderland, South Dakota. What do you think of that? Bethlehem and Wonderland are both in South Dakota. Blue Earth, Minnesota, Loveland, Colorado, and then, like I said, Scotland and Italy and Denali National Park and the Arctic Ocean Reef. Those are all really cool ones. I think probably my most treasured dirt that I have is from Israel. I was able to get some dirt from Nazareth, the Mount of Olives, where Jesus prayed, remember? And in Jerusalem, that's on Mount Moriah, by the Western Wall. And then in some in Bethlehem, and actually some on Calvary, where Jesus was crucified. And even some at the Garden Tomb. Why don't you come on over here? I want to talk to you just a little bit more about collections. If you try to have a collection and it becomes work, it'll never be a good collection. Collection has to be something fun, something you enjoy, something you set goals for, something that you keep striving to kind of quicken your interest in. You know what I mean? Probably some of you kids have collections already, but they'll never be really good collections until that collection becomes a memory catcher. Everything that you see around my man cave is part of a memory catcher. Even the littlest things, like this little statue of Pujols. My son Joshua was taking this video. He loved Pujols. I think it probably broke his heart along with a lot of other Cardinals fans when Pujols got sent over to, I can't remember where it was. Now, Josh, do you remember?
I don't remember.
It's out in the West somewhere.
Maybe Angels?
Yeah, Angels, that's right. But I think what I want to kind of sum this up as is when I became a Christian, I didn't know the difference between the Old and New Testament. All I knew was that I had made a lot of mistakes and a lot of sins in my life. And consequently, I knew that if I died, I wasn't going to get a very good welcome in heaven when I had to stand before God, and that I'd have to go to hell and be punished. And I had a fella tell me once about Jesus, and how he came and he died for people just like me. And if I just asked him to forgive me of my sins and to come into my heart, he would. And as simple as that may sound, and some people it sounds too simple, but I found it to be true. And the moment that I asked Jesus to forgive me of my sins and come into my heart, things began to change in my life in ways that I never imagined, and it kind of rotates around my collection. Because the more I come to know Jesus and to study about Jesus and to set goals in my life in regards to Jesus, the more I got to know him and love him. This morning, as we sat at the kitchen table, as my grandchildren got ready to get on the bus, one of them asked me, how do you know when God's speaking to you, and how do you know when the devil's speaking to you? And my wife, Becky, spoke right up and she says, well, that's because after a while you get to know Jesus just like you know us. And you know that God never puts bad things in your mind. He always wants good things. And so when you hear bad things and things like that, well, you know right away it's not the devil, or it's not God, it's the devil. So as I began to focus in on God in my life, and as I began to collect things, not just material things, but answered prayer. Just like my son, whenever I see him, one of the things that comes to my mind was before he was ever born, we almost lost him. He almost died before he was ever born. My wife just took hands and we laid him right on her tummy, and we just said, God, we've been praying for a little child for so long. Just heal this baby in her right now, and just give us a wonderful, godly child. And I'll tell you right now, the guy that's holding that camera, you can't see him, but he's godly. I'm so proud of him, and I know Jesus is too. When you give your heart to Jesus, you'll find that you begin a collection too. Collection of friends, just like with Marty and Randy Brown and their kids. And I have many, many more, just like Randy and Marty have many, many more good Christian friends. And we have experiences, times where we prayed for people and they were miraculously healed. So many miracles, so many things, so many blessings. They're all part of my collection, just like what we have down here. Almost all of them you can't see, but they're nestled right here in my heart. I can never praise God enough for helping me to become a Christian and what Jesus did for me on Calvary's cross. I know Marty has probably shared with you many times. If not, just ask her about her and Randy's relationship with Jesus, and she'll just fill in a whole bunch of blanks that I'm just kind of leaving right now. But thanks for coming and seeing my collection. You guys take care. Randy, Marty, I love you so much. God bless you guys both, and God bless you for your wonderful ministry and faithfulness all these many years. God bless you. Bye-bye.